Where do you get your cigarettes?
7-Elevens, just little mini stores. Just handy stores, they'll sell them to anyone.
Our kids have little or no problem getting and smoking cigarettes. A look at the problem next on Evening Edition. Teenagers today have lived their entire lives in a world with warning labels on cigarettes. They've never seen a tobacco ad on television. Yet, almost 20% of teenagers smoke every day. Teen smoking rates dropped a decade ago, but today, teens are the only segment of American society where smoking isn't on the decline.
I don't know why I smoke. A lot of people ask me that, but mainly I guess it's because my dad smoked, there were cigarettes there. A lot of my friends smoke, all my friends smoke now.
Like their parents before them, most kids start smoking because they think it's cool, grown up, or just because their parents do it. Whatever the reason, smoking is not just a passing phase of rebellious youth. Many make a decision at the age of 12 or 14 that will stay with them until they die.
I think that in our society, we have a slight problem. That what we do is we look at smoking and we say it's a personal choice issue. And we forget that for millions and millions of people, once they start smoking, the personal choice goes out the window. They are hooked to an addictive drug.
I know I'm too young to smoke, it's just that I have a habit and I can't quit it.
While she may look too young, age is no bar to getting cigarettes. The American Lung Association estimates that kids under the age of 17 buy $3 billion worth of tobacco products each year. In the state of Washington, selling cigarettes to minors is a gross misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail. But the law has never been enforced.
Where do you get your cigarettes?
7-Elevens, just little mini stores. Just handy stores, they'll sell them to anyone.
It's easy to get in there and, they just kind of go, are you 18? Yeah, okay, They don't card you.
Where do you get your cigarettes?
It's 7-Eleven.
Okay. Is that...
Yeah, it's down the street. It's because when I'm at school, it's easier to go down there and get them.
7-Eleven, the nation's largest chain of convenience stores, says it depends on tobacco customers for more than 1/3 of its business. But the company says tobacco sales to minors are insignificant.
I would say if that's occurring, it's a very small number of stores and a very small number of people that are obtaining cigarettes in that manner. Because again, what you're saying is it happens. I'm sure it does. But in terms of its significance, I wouldn't be concerned about it.
But Ron Sims is concerned. He and other members of the King County Council recently passed one of the nation's toughest ordinances aimed at stopping tobacco sales to minors. It will require cigarette retailers to obtain a county license to sell tobacco products, then use that license to punish people selling cigarettes to minors.
The first violation, you get a warning letter and a $100 fine. The second violation, you are fined $500 and your license to sell tobacco products is suspended for 6 months. On the third violation, the fine is $1,000 and your license to sell tobacco products is revoked. We hit people where it hits them hardest, which is in their pocketbook. Today, we had convenience store operators saying that 25 to 33% of their sales are tobacco products, and that if they're suspended for any period of time, they can put them out of business. That was our intent, to get people to understand that nicotine is highly addictive, and we do not want it sold to young people under the age of 18.
The ordinance will also eliminate self-serve vending machines in areas accessible to minors and ban all sales of single cigarettes. The ordinance goes into effect this February. It's impossible to say how effective the legislation will be. One problem is that the law addresses only the purchase of cigarettes and not the act of smoking. And you might be surprised to find that school is one of the places where many kids can comfortably smoke.
Well, when I started going here, and I thought, well, smoke breaks, wow, that may work out.
If we didn't have a smoking section, then probably most of the people would go off somewhere else and have a cigarette, So it's good that they let us, because sometimes I really want one.
The board and the district felt that it was in the best interest of the district and of society in general to have, if you will, educated nicotine addicts rather than uneducated nicotine addicts.
But the trend is the other way. School districts in Tacoma, Auburn, and Mercer Island have recently banned smoking on school grounds. Most other school districts are expected to follow suit in the next few years. Yet no one expects the problem to be solved so easily. Even if there is a crackdown on tobacco sales to minors or smoking at school, there's still a source for tobacco that will be virtually impossible to touch.
When I don't have any money, I get cigarettes from my dad. He gives me cigarettes.
My parents know I smoke, so normally my dad will bring me a pack home or something during the day. My mom buys them for me too, so I could always go have her buy them for me. So it's not like it would stop me because I couldn't buy them, because I can always find somebody to buy them for me.
For Evening Edition, this is Lee Hochberg.
Hi, I'm Charles Royer, mayor of Seattle. When I was a little kid, I wanted to play baseball. I had a baseball coach, a wonderful man, who wanted to teach me baseball. Well, he did, and in the process taught me a whole lot more about life. Today's kids need the same sort of guidance. Take the time to mentor a young person in your community. Mentors make a difference.
To receive your free directory of volunteer mentoring opportunities in Western Washington and British Columbia, call KCTS toll-free at 1-800-766-0900.
It began 1,000,000 years ago, born from the Earth's savage fury, the Great Rift of Africa, a 4,000-mile stretch of scorching heat, freezing cold, and tropical forests. There are more kinds of animals here than anywhere in the world. In fact, here is where we first appeared. Follow our footprints in the valley as nature begins a 3-part safari to Africa's Great Rift.
Trace the steps of our earliest ancestors, Sunday at 8.
On the next Discover the World of Science, we'll join the battle against invading killer bees.
Ouch, this gut's done.
We'll meet a scientist who falls down